Gymnastics is a sport that looks beautiful on the outside, but behind those amazing flips and perfect landings, constantly lies a risk of brutal injuries, or in some cases, even death. But before we dive into the most terrifying deaths, make sure to subscribe to our channel to hear stories that no one talks about. Julissa Gomez. Julissa Gomez was the only 14-year-old who became one of the most promising U.S. gymnasts of her generation at that time. But behind the confidence was a storm of hidden pressure. She was struggling with the Yurchenko vault, which is a highly difficult movement that involves a round-off onto the springboard. Even elite gymnasts fear it. Julissa's coaches knew that she was not fully prepared for it, but the pressure to compete at higher levels pushed her further into it. In 1988, during the warming period at an international meeting in Japan, everything went wrong. Julissa sprinted down the runway, attempting the round-off entry, but her foot placement was slightly off by a few inches. She slammed her head into the vaulting horse, and the impact shattered her neck. Julissa got instantly paralyzed from the neck down and had to spend the next 3 years fighting infections, surgeries, and complications. She died in 1991 from an infection that was caused by her injuries. After this incident, the equipment was redesigned and safety systems were improved to prevent any further loss of lives. Elena Mukhina. Elena Mukhina was a gymnast who never feared gymnastics, but she only used to fear the people in the system. In 1978, she impressed the entire world by winning the all-around gold medal at the World Championships by defeating legends, and she became the pride of the Soviet sports machine. But the machine had no mercy for her. Elena was suffering from a serious leg fracture a year after this championship. This was an injury that needed months of rest, but instead of that, her cast was removed early, and she was asked to train while bearing pain. She was also ordered to lose more weight and was forced to return early because the Moscow Olympics were approaching. Furthermore, Elena's coaches forced her to do a move that was designed only for male gymnasts. No woman had ever attempted to do this because it is too risky for ladies. This move is called Thomas Salto. On July 3, 1980, during the training session before the Moscow Olympics, Elena tried performing a Thomas Salto, but this time she under-rotated a little. This small miscalculation drove her chin directly into the floor, and this fall severely impacted her spine, and she became paralyzed. Elena had to live a pitiful life after this injury because she was not able to move or breathe freely. She survived 26 years in this condition. The officials from the system were only blaming her for everything, and they also started spreading fake stories about this incident to save the image of the Soviet Union. Elena revealed to the media that she had already told them about the neck injury risk involved in this move, but they didn't listen to her. She died at the age of 46 in 2006, but her story still remains as one of the haunting examples that this system values medals more than human lives. Nguyen Minh Triet, a boy born in a struggling family in Vietnam named Nguyen Minh Triet, also lost his life to this dangerous sport. He was the one carrying the responsibilities of his family and also the national championships. His father had to do odd jobs like a security guard to earn money, while Triet's mother was fighting against cancer. His brother was not able to work because he was also sick. This young 18-year-old boy chose gymnastics not only as a passion, but also to help his family financially. He was so dedicated to his training that every coach was impressed by his performances. He used to send his entire salary back to his home so that his family could survive. He only had one dream to live for, and that was to perform in the senior national team. He trained hard and consistently, even in hard times, to make this dream a reality, and he was very close to it. On a regular training day at the National Training Center in Hanoi, Triet was doing his training for the Nationals. But on this day of November 2023, his luck was not on his side, or maybe he was a little distracted. He attempted a drill that was totally safe because he had performed it many times already. This time, when he attempted a double backflip into a foam pit, he made a small mistake in calculation, and his neck got snapped when he landed. The foam was not able to save him from the impact, and his spine was severely injured. He was a strong boy who knew the value of life, but he had to fight a long battle in various hospitals across the country. When he got out of his second major surgery, he bravely whispered to his family that he wanted to live. Many donations were made to save his life, but even after intense care and months of effort, his condition got worse and worse. He died quietly in hospital on May 9th, 2024. His family lost the only person who was holding this family together. Hundreds of people came to his funeral to say goodbye. A debate got started at the national level about the safety protocols and supervision in the training centers. A strong and responsible boy paid the ultimate price for his passion for this graceful-looking sport. If you're interested in content like this, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more shocking and dark reality videos. Melanie Coleman was a dedicated athlete who used to perform just the basic drills on the uneven bars, which was something she had done for many years, and nothing was too complex about it. She was considered the rising star of the Southern Connecticut State University gymnastics team in 2019. During her routine practice, her hand slipped from the bar and she fell backward on the ground. This sudden impact fractured her spine completely. She was immediately rushed into emergency surgery, but the doctors were not able to repair the damage. Melanie Coleman died 2 days after this incident, and the entire gymnastics world cried over her untimely death. Her family stood strong and honored her by continuing to support young athletes through various scholarships and safety advocacy. Melanie's tragedy was a heartbreaking story that reminds us that even the simplest drills in this sport carry extraordinary risks of various fatal injuries. Sang Lan was an electric gymnast who had the potential to conquer this sport. She was the girl who achieved a position in China's top-level vaulters at the tender age of 17. She was not only talented, but also well-disciplined, tough, and amazingly consistent in her training. But in July 1998, her story took a disturbing turn when something went horribly wrong during a simple warm-up drill. It was a timer vault that she could easily perform, even when she was blindfolded. She sprinted down the runway, launched into the air as usual, but this time she never regained her control properly. Her body slammed into the mat, where her head hit the ground first. The entire arena froze after this fall. Sang Lan was not moving at all, and the panic spread across the hall before anybody could even understand what had just happened. What came after this was even darker than this. While she was still recovering in her hospital bed, she revealed something truly shocking to the world. She claimed that a coach from another national team had stepped onto the vault runway just moments before she was about to jump, which removed a crucial safety mat. Officials denied, saying she was confused, and nothing as such has happened in reality. They said that the trauma had distorted her memory, but she kept insisting that she remembers clearly what she saw there. China praised her as a symbol of courage. Many celebrities visited her in the hospital, and the media swarmed about this incident. She sued everyone after years of this incident, and she demanded answers, accountability, and the actual truth. Even though her career ended in seconds, her voice kept growing louder and louder. Her story remains one of the most disturbing tragedies in the entire history of gymnastics. Trevan Joslyn. Sometimes a tragedy can happen in a school gym during a normal PE class instead of any competition. 12-year-old Trevan Hope Joslyn was a bright, cheerful, and one of the most skilled gymnasts in her school. On March 12, 2014, she was in a basic gymnastics session where nothing was extreme or dangerous. When the students were allowed to choose their apparatus, Trevan picked the pommel horse. She had already done this vault successfully several times, but during another run-up, her right foot clipped the edge of the horse, and she pitched forward towards the ground. She fell on the ground, and her head hit the mat on landing. At first, this injury did not seem catastrophic, but she was not able to speak clearly or move properly. It was a severe neck injury. Teachers and staff desperately tried to help her by giving her CPR, and she was moved to the hospital, but the spinal cord damage was too severe. Before passing away on March 19th, she fought strongly for a week. Her death raised questions about supervision and safety protocols. Her story is a painful reminder that tragedy can strike anywhere, even in places that feel the safest. Christy Henrich. The story of Christy Henrich is far more tragic because she didn't die from a fall, but she actually died from something that is far slower and painful. By the late 1980s, Christy was considered one of the brightest stars in U.S. gymnastics. She was tiny in size but powerful, and technically brilliant in her performances. She was expected to become an Olympic star. At the 1988 World Championships, a judge made a comment that was so cruel that it destroyed her life. "You will need to lose weight if you want to make the Olympic team." At that time, Christy weighed only 95 pounds. This single sentence sparked a downward spiral in her career and health. She got determined to please judges and the system that was obsessed with perfection. She restricted her eating, trained harder, and pushed herself far beyond her limits. Her mental and physical health started deteriorating due to this pressure. Her weight dropped, but her organs also weakened, and her bones became thinner. By the time she managed to reach 47 pounds, her body simply could not function properly anymore. Coach Al Fong tried to intervene to save her from further damage, but the damage was already too serious. On July 26, 1994, just a few days after her 22nd birthday, Christy Henrich died from organ failure, which was caused by severe anorexia. After Christy's death, weight announcements on TV were stopped, and new nutrition and mental health programs were introduced. But nothing of this could ever undo what happened to her. Christy's tragedy didn't come from a fall. It actually came from years of pressure, silence, and those expectations that crushed her from the inside out. All these tragedies reveal the dark truth behind the beauty of gymnastics, that every routine has to balance itself on the edge of danger. These athletes gave everything to this sport, and some even had to pay the ultimate price. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to watch more gymnastics dark truth revealing videos.